Hey guys, welcome to my channel, Chats with Rose. Today I'm going to be talking about the fact that Pastor Biodun Fatoyinbo has decided to step down. I'm sure you guys must have read it on the news or watch it on YouTube from other YouTubers. So I think it's a good thing that he decided to step down. And boy, this is a very big development in our Nigerian culture. You hardly see things like this happening, and my heart goes to Busola as she deals with all these things, and most especially to her husband, Timmy Dakolo, who stood behind her and is still standing firm behind his wife. So I think he deserves a lot of accolade for doing that. And I thank God and shout out to all those who actually took their time to go out there in Lagos, in Abuja, in whatever places, parishes of the church to protest. I think is a new thing, is a good thing, is a good development. It shows that Nigeria has come a long way. For them to actually go out there to protest against such a powerful man of God, and a lot of people came, and people are supporting it, supporting the protest, and supporting, the fact that they want this to, they want justice for not just Busola, but justice for all the victims of rape in our society. So I think they deserve an accolade. They deserve a lot of appreciation. Thanks to those who came up with that idea in the first place, and then to all those who showed up again. So now, I think it's about time we as a people of Nigeria come to terms with a lot of things that people have been overlooking over the years. Some people don't believe that rape actually happens. Some people that do believe it, they think, so what? So what? Just keep it to yourself. Don't say it. But it shows that Nigerians are beginning to wake up to the fact, to the core, that you have to allow people to speak up. You have to allow people to heal, and you have to listen to people. That there isn't any reason for anyone to be dismissed, because our culture has it in such a way that the moment a woman talks about rape or about sexual abuse, that woman is labeled a bad person. That woman, sometimes they label the woman that she's lying, or she's just trying to bring a man of God down. Sometimes they see that woman as now dirty. No one wants to associate with you. A lot of things come into play when a woman comes up to say that she's been abused sexually. But for all to find out that a lot of people actually support this movement, I'll say it's a movement against rape, that shows that Nigeria or Africa as a whole have come a long way. That being said, I think it's a good thing that Pastor Biodun decided to step down, and I hope he finds it in his heart to confess to his sins, indeed he did what he did. But I have no doubt in my mind that he totally did what he was accused of. But we know how Nigeria works. He's never going to come out and admit that he did, in fact, rape Busola or anybody else. But we all know, I've read a lot of, you know, messages and a lot of comments from people saying that it happened to me, or it happened to someone they know, or Stella Damascus have come up to say that a friend of hers, whom she's known for 15 years or thereabout, was also raped, pretty much. So it shows that a lot of people are going through all these things without being able to find a way to heal or to talk about it because of fear of being labeled. It's just so terrible. This morning, I also watched a video from Kemi Olunloyo, where she also addressed her own experience, where she was, being fondled by her own uncle, late uncle. It goes a long way to show that a lot of women have gone through this, and they're keeping it to themselves because of societal labeling or being hated. Even as we speak, a lot of people are still hating on Busola, saying, why did she wait for so long to come out? But I want to tell them that you do not have a right to tell anyone how long it's going to take them to come out and then talk about their experiences. If you haven't gone through such a trauma, I don't think it's right for you to begin to dictate how long it should take. Even in the Western world, we've seen the cases of Pastor Eddie Long. It took the victims time before they could even come and, talk about their experiences. Even the victims in the most recent one with Bill Cosby, who molested women more than 20 years or even thereabout. He was found guilty in United States, and it can only happen in the Western world for such a powerful person to be brought to book and is currently serving jail, time. I cannot believe it. But if this were to be in Nigeria, they will find a way to make sure justice doesn't get served. It goes to show you that a lot of people do this, even people in position, not just pastors. The only way people are raising a lot of eyebrows, the only reason people are just more concerned with pastors is because they are supposed to be men of God, whom people like this that are being raped can go to find solace. Unfortunately, they are even the ones doing it more. It's as if pastor or being a man of God now gives you more opportunity to come across women that you can, easily manipulate and bring and molest or sexually abuse. And this issue of rape goes even some women, married women, have been raped by their so-called daddy in the Lord or pastors. It's ridiculous, but it's a good thing that again people are beginning to talk about it now. Everywhere you go, you see people sitting on their kitchen table talking about what is going on in Nigeria or what is going on in Nigerian churches. Is a good thing because it shows that the more people talk about it, then somehow there's going to be some kind of solution to either help these pastors or to help the victims. So I think it's a good thing. And for all those people that are saying, I also read a post about a lady who said she something like that. I was listening to one of the YouTubers, and someone called in to say that the same thing happened to her. She said it happened over 50 years ago. That will show you that this person is at least 60 years old. So this thing she was talking about happened over 50 years ago, and she's never talked about it until now. Can you believe that? A lot of people are going through this. I think it's about time for our society to come together and decide to start talking, have a conversation, because that is the only way we can be able to train our children to talk to them about it and let them know how to avoid stuff like that. And then I like to say to all those parents who are still supporting Pastor Fatoyinbo, I understand he's your pastor, but I still assure you to have an open mind. Have an open mind about this conversation. Think about it. If it was your child, if these women were your relatives, your wife, your daughter, your sibling, your whatever, how would you feel? Let justice prevail in this case. No one should have it in feel like they are trying to bring a man of God down or the body of Christ is being shamed. That's not true. No one is attacking the body of Christ. They are attacking the pastor. The accusation is about a pastor, a particular pastor, not about the church in the first place, not about COZA, but about the pastor. So let's just all keep our fingers crossed and continue to push to follow up with this movement and make sure that justice is prevailed in this case. I know in Nigeria, justice is very much unlikely, but there's nothing impossible under heavens. Let's continue to pray for Busola and her family, and also to all the victims who are out there who have been suffering and or been silenced. Please, if you're out there and you've experienced such a thing, reach out to Busola and her husband, or reach out to anyone you can reach out to, so that the more people that will come out and state their experiences, especially with reference to this particular pastor, the more chances that someone in the government or the police or whoever is concerned can come up and say, okay, let's start an investigation. So with that, I'm going to say Thank you for all those who have currently subscribed and the ones that are still watching my video and still thinking, should I subscribe? Should I subscribe to my channel? Please do so. Like my video, share my video. Until then, I'm going to say, have a wonderful evening.